7.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody. And I can hear me, so y'all can hear me. Hi Louise. Hi Francesca. Yeah, I've been home since, well, I've been back in the parish since a week ago, and I've been at my house with power since Friday night, like late Friday night. Hey Jen. Jen, do you see the streaming setup? Not sideways, not the wrong way. It is hot. It was hot today. I stayed in most of the day just because I was like, I need to recuperate. I need like to get my life back in order. Louise, are you in New Orleans? How many pet cleaners do we need to do the burlap wreath? Like 15? And look, I found my natural colored pet cleaners. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have a new streaming software. It was as easy as typing in streaming software into the app store, and it was like, use this, and I was like, oh, well, that's a lot easier, and I can see what y'all see, and yeah, just a lot nicer. What's everybody up to? I'm gonna try to knock out one of these burlap wreaths, and then managed to make 2 wreaths on an 8-inch frame using 1 full roll and 10 strips each. Oh, like the little the Dollar Tree 8-inch wreath forms. I think I have some of those, and I was like, I'm gonna use this, and then I never have because I'm like, what am I gonna do with this? Yes, everyone should be doing something while we're hanging out. Oh my god. torturing myself with these. I should just use scissors. Use crappy scissors too. I don't want to use my good scissors. Which I need to order a new pair of scissors, but yeah, Francesca, I made it back it's Friday night. And it's been rough. I haven't been getting much sleep just because like I keep waking up like panicky. Like I woke up today having a panic attack, which hasn't happened in a while thanks to the Marvels of Modern Medicine, but I also haven't been taking my pills regularly because I spilled them inside of a giant pink tote from Dollar Tree that I was using to transport stuff back and forth. And, you know, yeah, I want to order a new pair of scissors. I had like 6 orders from Amazon, and all of them are like, all of them are just like all over the place. Like I have no idea where anything's actually at. I ordered my mom a Christmas present. They said it was delivered. I never got it, so I called them and I was like, hey, my thing wasn't delivered. They're like, we'll send you a new one. Then I went to go get the mail today, and it was in the mailbox since before the hurricane. And I was like, why is Prime putting stuff in my mailbox? That's for the post office only, right? I don't know. Anyway, now I have one for my mom and I have one for me. Yeah, it's just like sit down, chill out, let's hang out, let's tell stories. I did an hour worth of cleaning. I cleaned my kitchen for an hour yesterday. I didn't really clean much today just because I'm just over everything. I want everything to be open. You know, Katie from Crazy Maisie Creations was doing, when she was making those for when her dad was in that, well, I'm assuming her dad's still in that nursing home. I had to stop watching her. But she was making those 8-inch wreaths. Pixie wreaths, is that what she was calling them? Something like that? Francesca, I hope you start to feel better. You know what? Instead of me doing that, let me do all my bundles first. That usually goes a little quicker. Oh yeah, they just like she calls them. She's like, I don't want a nothing burger beef, a nothing burger wreath. She calls them a nothing burger wreath, but then she makes wreaths that look like Big Macs. Like I'm like, that's just a ball of fluff. I think they could be very cute if they were subdued. You know, I'm not putting 3 rolls of mesh in an 8-inch wreath. Oh, I'm gonna have to go grab. Amanda joined the Patreon, the Sign Club tier. Yeah, for a while those were all you could get, were the 8-inch ones. But Amanda joined the new tier on Patreon. So I made the September sign. I was like, I had this kind of September sign planned out, and I don't know if I'm gonna get to make any. But let me go get it because it came out super cool. And of course, the video I filmed kind of worked, kind of didn't. Oh. So if you join the, oh, everything's shaking when I sit back down. If you join the sign making club on Patreon before, I think it's September 15th. I don't know how the dates quite work out. Like if you switch tiers before the 15th, you'll get the September sign. Which it is definitely not, the camera is not doing it justice here, but and it's actually this is all loose glitter. Like it's not paper, it's glitter. I did a whole thing. I put all the studs on the side. It was an ordeal. Yeah, I started this at 4 o'clock this morning when I woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep. I started working on it, and I think I finished it at like 3, maybe? Like 3 in the afternoon, because this is like the 5th version. Louise, on Patreon we have a tier where it's, for $5 you get access to all the videos, all the behind the scenes photos, all the tutorials on the Wreaths and embellishments, and then for $20 a month you can get all that, plus you get a free, I keep saying a free sign, you get a sign in the mail once a month. So September sign is a Halloween theme, and October sign will be a fall theme, and then November sign will be Christmas, and December will be winter, and then like January's will be, what's in February? Valentine's Day? So it's like for $160 a year, you get 12 signs and 12 months worth of tutorials and lots of, y'all, I have so many Patreon so many Patreon videos I need to edit. I sat down today. I edited, what did I make today? I edited a video. Oh crap, I don't remember. Oh, no, maybe that was yesterday. I edited the Hurricane Ida video, and then today I edited the video I filmed during Hurricane Ida of me doing this without any electricity. My camera was running on a power pack, so you can't really see what's going on. But it's like, it's 15 minutes of me being like, y'all, yeah, I can do this, you know, I can't really see, but you know, let me tell you what's going on. And then like 15 minutes and I'm like, y'all, I can't do this, I'm gonna die, I have to go get in the shower. And the next day I picked it up again, but I was like, I can't, I think I just finished the base. Because I kind of almost finished a wreath last night. Oh wait, I can't see what's on the screen now because my thing didn't away. Yeah, I was editing it and I was just like, what is going on? And I was so aggravated with this sign today that I know Michael's all the Michaels around me are still closed. Hobby Lobby's closed. I wasn't going to go to Walmart because they never have, I've decided I hate Cricut vinyl, first of all. And they never have any colors. They have a bunch of heat press vinyl, just not a lot of like the permanent vinyl. So I was like, I'm gonna just get in my car and drive until I find a Hobby Lobby. But I chilled out, took a break, went to Dollar Tree, went to Dollar General. They said Hobby Lobby and Elmwood was still closed. That they said all 3 of them were closed. Like Hobby Lobby, Slidell, Elmwood, and Covington. But then it said that Slidell was not closed, which it seems to me out of all of them, Slidell would be the one that would be closed the longest because they had the most damage in Slidell. And I don't really know where the one in Covington, well, I've been to the one in Covington before, but I can't drive across that 26-mile bridge. When I get on the causeway, I'm like, I'm never getting off this bridge. can't believe that, you know, they closed that Michaels in Elmwood. That Hobby Lobby and a Michaels, and they closed the Michaels. And I was like, oh, that Hobby Lobby is kind of terrible. Shouldn't they have closed that and kept the Michaels? But whatever. They should close. They should turn that empty Michael. I don't know if it's still empty. They need to turn it into a Joann's. Or like an old Aurora Pottery, whatever it is. Yo, all the stuff Michelle got me from the 99-cent store, all the Halloween stuff she got me, her in-laws, I think her in-laws are in Texas right now. They're bringing it back with them when they come back home because they live in Plaquemines or Violet. They live somewhere like down the road. And I don't think they have power yet. My sister still doesn't have power. Kat, if you're watching, I am so sorry. But she had to come by my mom's house on Saturday to do clothes because, like, your generator can run a lot depending on how much gas you have, but you can't run your washer and dryer off of your generator. See, I'll say that now, but wait until you see the fall, the sign for October. Oh my God! It was. I don't know how those couple of nights before my sister brought over the generator. I mean, if I got like 2 hours, it was plenty because it is just like I was turning over in bed. I think I said this in the video I edited today. I was turning over. I didn't have any clothes on. I didn't have any sheets on. I just had like the flat sheet, the fitted sheet on the bed. When I would turn over in bed, the entire sheet was stuck to my body and it would just come with me. Oh my God, it was terrible. And not even that it's too hot, it's too quiet. Like there was not, the video I edited today that I filmed while the power was out, y'all, it is like the most perfect audio I've ever had in a video because there is absolutely no noise except for that stupid dog barking next door. Tomorrow's the 7th, right? They were saying that like the 7th was the last date. Like that was going to be when most people were going to have their power back. Well, they gave us this date of the 7th, but St. Bernard Parish takes into Grand Isle, which basically got destroyed. So I'm just glad my power's on. I just wish. Like my mom says, there's still plenty of people at Walmart who, like the governor said, if you don't have power, don't come home. Like y'all, you can't do this. It's too hard. Which I agree. If we didn't have the generator, I was like I don't know how I'm gonna do this. But the governor told everybody like, hey, if you're somewhere else where you have power, don't come back until you know you have power at your house. So there's a bunch of people at Walmart who are in Texas or Mississippi or northern Louisiana, and they can't come back because there's no power. If they don't have power, like how are you gonna get up and go to work after sleeping in your hot house all night, not being able to wash clothes? It's terrible. Oh yeah. And I was trying to do my FEMA thing, and I must have clicked the wrong button, or I clicked that my house wasn't damaged, because my house, like there's no damage to my house. I can live in my house, but my furniture has like swollen because it was so hot, and my stove is not working, and my you know, it's just like there's stuff that happened to my house because there was no power. So I need to get on the phone with them because it won't let me like resubmit through the website. And I'm like, oh Lord. But I did hear they did authorize the emergency food stamps for anybody who lost power for more than 24 hours, which was basically the entirety of Louisiana. I told my mom, I was like, you need to get up all night. Get into the food stamp gig, get into the FEMA gig. And Walmart gave the employees a $150 bonus to replace food loss. I really wish, I wish that I wasn't so cheap, or that these were easily available, because this would be a lot easier if I had full-size pipe cleaners. Watching. I know my sister Jen is here. She's like always here. She doesn't have an account, so she doesn't say anything, but the next time I see her, she's like, so, what was all that crap on your desk on your live yesterday? And I'm like, you don't worry about that. My desk is actually pretty neat right now. Why does this keep... Oh, it's... Don't fall. Every time I hit my cord, the thing moves. Wait, let me try to fix that. How do I fix that? It's better. Stay there. There. Oh. Moving on up. -30 freezer? Oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, I went off today looking for nasal spray because I can't, I'm out of nasal spray. I can't find it anywhere. Couldn't find it this morning. And then I went off again this afternoon, and I was like, you know what, while I'm out, I'm gonna get some chicken nuggets because I had a dream about chicken nuggets. I also had a dream that I picked up my chair. I picked up a chair and threw it at my mom and broke a window because she wouldn't like. I think she wouldn't give me chicken nuggets. Which honestly, that's how I would react if I asked for chicken nuggets and she said no. And then I'd be like, wait a minute, I have my own money and my own vehicle, and I'm an adult. I can get my chicken nuggets if I want. But I went to Family Dollar and I was like, nasal spray? And they were like, oh no, we don't have any. Everybody bought it all. And I was like, how? What is a run on nasal spray? So, I literally have, I know I have burlap in my eye. I can feel it. I went to McDonald's and I got in line. Then 20 minutes later, I got out of line because I was like, I don't want chicken nuggets this bad. So I came home and I was like, I'm gonna fix something to eat. Like I have enough stuff to eat here, but I never did. I got aggravated. I just went and laid on the heating pad. I'm so excited. I was on the phone not all morning, but I was on the phone for like an hour this morning. Hi, is it Davida? Hi, Davida. I was on the phone for, I don't know, it was like a half an hour this morning trying to get in touch with the hospital because I have an appointment with the pain doctor tomorrow. And I was like, when I finally got the girl on the phone, she's like, how can I help you? I was like, yes, I made an appointment 7.5 months ago to see this pain doctor. Is he going to be there when I get there tomorrow? Because if not, we're going to have a problem. She's like, sir, everything will be back to normal tomorrow morning at the hospital. All your appointments that are standing will still be honored. So I was like, lab work? She was like, yes, the lab will be open. And I said, physical therapy? She's like, yes, sir, physical therapy will be open. So I was like, all right. I said, I'm going to get that damn injection in my back. I'm going to let them give me that epidural steroid. I'm going to push out a couple of kids. And I'm going to come home and I'm going to finish cleaning this house. So by like 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will be Superman. So excited. Oh my god. I'm just like I've never been so excited about going to the doctor because I'm just like I want my life back. I want my hustle back. Yeah, you know what? I don't know why I'm making these wreaths because this is definitely something I could outsource to my mom. Mom, are you watching? My mom called me yesterday. She's like, something's wrong with my computer. And I was like, what do you mean something's wrong with your computer? She's like, well, the screen is black. And I said, is the monitor hooked up? She said, yeah. She said, it says attempting window repairs. And I said, I thought you said it was black. And she's like, it is. And I was like, well, how are you reading what's on it if it doesn't say anything on the screen? She's like, it said window repairs, and then it went black. And I was like, so what does it say now? She's like, will you pay attention? It's black. So I went over there today, and for once, she was actually right. Like, it did say window repairs, and then it just went black. And like, I'm looking up, like, how to fix it, and they're like, okay, from the start menu. I was like, there is no start menu. Quit pretending like there's no start menu. I restarted it, like, 15 times. My back was like throbbing because the thing, you know, her towel was on the ground. I was like, Mom, let's just let it attempt the repairs. And I talked to her. I was like, is it doing anything? She's like, yeah, it's been doing something for about 4 hours now. And I was like, let it go overnight. I don't know what to tell you. I said, at this point, I will go tomorrow and buy you a new computer to not have to deal with this right now. Actually, if FEMA does send me any money, I'm buying myself a new computer. I just bought a computer a year ago, and already I'm just like, okay, this is too slow. it's taking too long to render videos. It's taking too long to transfer stuff. So I think what I will do is buy myself a really nice computer that will last me for more than a year, and then give my mom the one I have, because the one I have is actually really nice. It just it doesn't like when you're like, hey, can you edit? I need to edit this 84 gigabyte file of me making a wreath for an hour. And all she wants to do is get her mail and play solitaire and mahjong. Oh, I opened up, I still don't have any drinks, but I opened up a bottle of frozen Powerade when I was in bed earlier, and like, since it was frozen, it like spurted out, and now it was, and of course it was, why wouldn't it be red? Red Powerade on my white sheets. It looked like somebody got murdered in there. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, we'll deal with that later. I said I need to go test out my my streaming setup. And I wanted to throw away this box today, and it's still underneath here, and it's still making my legs hurt. Ow. Oh wait, maybe, oh, if I put them like that, it's not bad. The last time I saw my physical therapist was the Friday before the hurricane. And she's like, why don't you plan this weekend to try to figure out how to make your table more ergonomic? And I was like, I'll get right on that, Brittany. And I have Flonase here. Oh, what is wrong? My neck's not working right now. I have Flonase here, and I have saline, but I want the one that destroys a part of your brain every time you shove it up your nose. I like to basically be brain dead after I use my nasal spray. Dollar Tree used to sell this. It's called, if you ever see it, you got to get it just to try it. It's called like the Himalayan Pink Salt Nasal Inhaler. You know, it's like one of those Vicks things. Y'all, I got one and I was like, it's from Dollar Tree, whatever. It's not going to be that great. So I shoved it up my nose, and then when like inhaled like that, y'all, I fell over into the wall, and I couldn't see anything for like 2 minutes. And then I was able to breathe for a week and a half after one little sniff because it was so strong. I was like, what is this? It's like the Himalayan... It looks just like the... Y'all should see me trying to get comfortable right here. Hey, Tracy! Yeah, it is hardcore. Like, it will literally, like, I think, like I sneezed a week later and a big hunk of my brain fell out. And I was like, oh! Cool. And I've had it for like a year. I think I've used it twice, and it's still extremely strong. Okay. What's going on tonight, Tracy? Did you go to Red Lobster? Jen's at Red Lobster right now. You know, I've never been to Red Lobster. Well, I mean, I live in New Orleans, so like, why would I ever go to a chain seafood restaurant? But when I was in Florida, there was one, and I was like, Mom, can we go to Red Lobster? She was like, No, we're from New Orleans. We don't eat that kind of seafood. And I was like, Oh. I said, but we don't live in New Orleans right now. She's like, No. I said, I just want some damn Cheddar Bay biscuits and some shrimp scampi. The deli me and my mom go to, you know, every time she comes over here, she got to go get a burger. They lost all their meat. She was telling me about this earlier, how they lost all the meat, and everybody's like, pray for them. And I was like, first of all, I think they're insured. Secondly, I am going to pray for them. But they're opening back up on Wednesday, and I was like, I am going to get that. I'm going to go there, I'm going to get a burger, and I'm going to bring it to Mama. Because every time we have like a storm and everything's shut down, it's like, you know, Walmart's going to be fine. You know, the big grocery stores, CVS, you know, all that stuff's going to be fine. But the small places that lose a week's worth of income, I want to go and patronize them, even if it's just me buying a pound of ham when I get my mom a burger. I am doing okay. I'm very tired. My back hurts, but going to the pain doctor tomorrow. I just want to go over there and I've seen the owner there the past couple of days that I've passed. Like, he must have been in there like cleaning out, because I can't imagine if they left and that place lost power, even if it was just for, you know, like me and my mom, when we got back to our house, everything in my freezer was still frozen, mostly. But like, it's not like they can refreeze that stuff and sell it, and especially all the stuff that's in like the case. Like my refrigerator stuff was not cold anymore. So I can't imagine the amount of cleaning they had to get in there and do to get rid of all that rancid meat. I meant to buy a lint brush today for when I'm working with this stuff, so I don't drag it all over my house. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to stop at Dollar Tree tomorrow again. I actually want to go to the other Dollar Tree that's closer to the hospital, because I don't think they were open. They might have been open today, but I went to the one down the road because they open earlier. because I don't have enough to do. Let me share this with y'all. I think I told Michelle. I didn't tell her what it was about. And I don't know if I told my mom or not. I started a podcast. It has nothing to do with wreath making. It's incredibly offensive. You'll be able to get it wherever you consume your fine podcast at. I think most people go through like Apple, right? It's on Spotify. It'll be on Apple. It'll be on Anchor. All these places. But I'm kind of excited about it. See, that's the kind of stuff that happens when I have no power for 5 days, and I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do when I get power again? And I start thinking, like, what kind of videos am I going to do? What am I going to do this? What am I going to do that? And then I was like, you know what? I need to start a podcast for some reason, because I feel like that's something I should be doing. I did, huh? I think it's because everything was already cut. Again, I was driving home. I think I saw it for the first time yesterday. Might have been Sunday I saw it. No, yesterday was Sunday. Might have been Saturday. Somebody, like, because there was so much garbage outside, like, there was a lot of, like those people who like to pick through garbage, like there was a lot of just stuff in front of people's houses they were getting rid of. Like there was a chair in front of my house. Yeah, I saw that at Walmart and I was like, eh. Like this roll was 47 cents when I bought it, so I don't really want to spend $10 on 2 rolls. But I passed this house and they had a little motorcycle, like a like a kid's dirt bike, like a little toy dirt bike, but like one that they ride around on. And I was like, I need to get that. I will Laura Jean the hell out of that little moped motorcycle thing and put it in a wreath. And I passed. I picked up the trash and I forgot to go back and see if it was still there. So like, I will totally turn that thing into a wreath. Alright, wait. Let me go get my drink and I want to show you all this thing I got at. I think it was Family Dollar. Ow. Ow. Everything hurts. Everything hurts and everything's falling over. Yeah, I know you can like order it online and it's super like it's like a 100-yard roll for like $10. Look at this, y'all. Isn't that cute? Wait, where is it? It's not coming up on the screen yet. Oh, there it is. Witch's Brew. Oh yeah, it was Dollar General. I only saw one and it was by like the pet food. So I was like, where are the rest of these at? But isn't that cute? Like if it was just like in a little simple wreath like this with a bow. Look at this, the damn thing is like frozen solid. Okay, what's next? Ugh. Another one done. I hate the way the back of these look. I'm just taking these and folding them under. I mentioned how much I hate working with burlap. Like, it just, my hands hurt. Oh, you gotta go under. Right, there's how much does this wreath end up costing? Like $1.50? I don't know where on my boat. Well, actually there's a boat right here. Can I grab it without falling over? I thought we agreed that you were going to try to grow thumbs to make things easier on me. I'm wondering if I bought like the 100-yard roll of burlap from like burlapfabric.com. Like, I know it would be a pain to dye it, but it would be cheaper than buying the already colored burlap from Walmart. Say when you buy it, it'll come with either I'm either going to sell them with all 4 bows or like put the bows as options. I threw it over there. It went right on the ground. I don't know why even. I should have just thrown it right on the ground. Okay. These have got to go over here now. Oh my god, where, okay, never mind. I was like, where is my vacuum cleaner? Where's Amanda? She's not getting to see her sign because I know she's not on TikTok. You just see the flashlight, how it flashes? Isn't that awesome? I love it. Did you tell her that was the ion vac? And ask her how is she keeping her house clean without one? You need to take her to Walmart right now and be like, Mama, let me change your life, Mama. Do you call her Mama? I actually need to use this again because my silicone mold has burlap inside of it now too. And glitter. Somebody asked me about the clay, and I was like, "That's a tutorial on Patreon." Like, sorry, I can't give that information away for free. It cost me literally hundreds of dollars to try different stuff. Hey, Cat, any power yet? Ugh. Are you coming home during the day to turn the AC on for the dogs? Yeah. I mean, we only did it for a couple of days, and I still feel like I pulled out a part of my ass trying to start the damn thing. Oh, it's Labor Day. I keep forgetting that people with real jobs didn't have to work today. Oh, God. We're just talking about that. I was like, everybody down here has power except my sister. Maybe it's a sign you need to move back to shellmath. When those people next to Mom move out of that house, you need to buy that house and you can live next to Mom. And then she can let the dogs out when she comes home to let Lily out. I meant to text you today to find out what happened with Alan and Dad. The Araby house is about to be like $15. They gotta get rid. They want to get rid of it so bad right now. It's like $229 now. I think it's $229. And of all the houses, the house on Norton was the one that got power back first. It's 517. Oh, the new Araby houses are like 360,000. They are ridiculous. I thought you were talking about selling this house. I was like, well, it's got a big yard. That's so nice. That's what Stephanie's house looks like in Sylvia Estates. Except you gotta pack a lunch. Every time I go to her house, I'm like, I need to pack a lunch. I need to stop and get snacks. I need to stop at a rest area on the way down there. I was like, is my nail painted? But no, it's just got clay stuck to it. And I'm going to the pain doctor tomorrow. It still has glitter. Oh, there's glitter everywhere. I don't know why I'm trying to get it out. Where did everybody go? I'm still trying to figure out the best way to fill these molds. Because every time I'm like, oh, I figured out the best way, I pop the clay out, and then I'm like, this is not the best way. This is a air dry clay, but it dries super lightweight. I have a bunch of tutorials with it on Patreon. Like literally anything, if you see anything in my wreath and you're like, what is that made out of? It's hand sculpted from this stuff. Or molded. But I think this is the only thing I've used it, and the only time I've used it in a mold. filling up these molds because I need to make some embellishments. And I wish I don't know why this is on sale. I think this was on sale for like $5 and I only bought one when I should have bought 4. Because now I have to put these in here and let them dry, and it takes forever. But y'all, if y'all like satisfying stuff, it's about to get super satisfying. I know my whole arms too. I almost got a tan. You know this bracelet I took from Grandma's? Mom's, the woman who works with Mom was like, Adam's tennis bracelet is absolutely gorgeous. And my mom was like, what? And then I went to Family Dollar today, and the woman behind the counter, she said, that is a gorgeous bracelet. And I was like, thanks. My grandma probably got it from the Harriet Carter catalog, but thank you. And I took that wig from her house, and I was like, this is a cute wig. I wonder if they have it in a lace front. And I looked it up on Amazon, and it's $169. And I was like, oh, Grandma. What were you doing? Why do you have a wig that you bought that's in a box that you've never worn? Watch this. See how this is scraping up? Look at that. Oh. That is a Dollar Tree bench scraper. You can use it from putting down vinyl, smoothing out clay, and if you have a little crap head dog that has an upset stomach all the time, you can use this to clean your floors. Now I'm just going back and filling in anywhere where I see any little holes. It looks pretty good, but sometimes I take it out and I'm just like, oh man, what the hell? I think we need some more over here. Is that Japanese supply restaurant? That Japanese, that Asian market still on Williams? By it's turned by Esplanade. Like, you know when you make that turn to go into Esplanade? We got one person who used to live uptown and one person who lives in Covington. She still doesn't have power. Was it Louise? Francesca, you lived uptown and then Louise is from Covington? I'm gonna have to shove this whole thing of Powerade down my throat just to get a sip out. Donna, hey! I was just talking about you earlier about how we have so many ideas for videos. I'm gonna pop this in the freezer because that's the only way I can ever get these out of here. And it has to freeze for like 7.5 days. I'm good. Oh, I made a wreath already. Well, I didn't make a wreath. I made another one of those burlap base wreaths, and then I just filled my silicone mold so I can make some pies. Me too. And I made the sign for the. I didn't make this on the video. I made this in a video for Patreon. I made the sign for the. What is it called? The Patreon sign of the month club. I keep seeing like right here something is catching, but I think it's just a little built up piece of polyacrylic. Isn't it pretty? I want to go now. Like I made this, and I'm like, I need to go glitter shopping immediately. I need to go somewhere and buy all the glitter. Love it. Alright, so that wreath is done. I don't feel like doing that anymore because it's hurting my hands. This can go over here. Wait a minute. Let me clean up real quick. I had a rough day today, just because like I'm having trouble sleeping, mostly because my back's been bothering me so much. But somebody made me lift a 300-pound generator the other day, and it was hurting before that too. I'm gonna go to the pain doctor tomorrow. I have physical therapy on Wednesday and Friday, so hopefully we will be all set and ready to take over the world this weekend. Alright, this is in the clearance section at Walmart. It's chenille. I think it's like a baby yarn, which I don't like. Like I would never like try to make something with this because it's very. Okay, calm down. Stare at that eye on back. $19.99 at Walmart if anybody's interested. 8:30. 8:30 in the morning. So yeah, this is this yarn, and I made a little ball. Here's a different ball. They're everywhere. They're all over my house. I still haven't taken pictures of them for Etsy because who knows? And they had these in stock at Dollar Tree today. Let me tell y'all, did I buy like 15 of them? Yeah, I did. The lady was like, you need 15 of these balls? And I was like, I need more than 15, Charisse, but I will make do with 15. I'm going off camera in case I accidentally stab myself. I don't want to get demonetized for losing a finger. I remember one time, this is crochet. I used to do them where I was braiding them, and then I was like, okay, crocheting is so much faster, and you can't tell me that this looks any, like the braid side, not the bump side, the other side, like you can't tell me that looks any different than an actual braid. I guess you can see it better in this one. So every time I'm off and I find clearance yarn, I'm like, I'm buying that. Mom's like, you literally, like the entire one side of my bedroom is filled with space bags that's filled with yarn, but a lot of it's worsted weight, and I'm not trying to make these balls out of worsted weight yarn. That would take me forever. I think there's a video, but I also think I have a crochet hook somewhere around here. I know. Well, I know there was a video, but it's probably like me holding the crochet hook, and instead of doing it right here in the middle of the frame where everyone can see, I'm doing it like right here. And I'm like, so you pull this through here like this, because that's how every time I try to do something where I have to show you guys something, that's how every video comes out. And everybody uses styrofoam balls to make these. I use the plastic baseballs from Dollar Tree because they are 3 for $1 instead of like $1 each. I need to take a day, I don't know what day, because I have doctor tomorrow, I have lab work and therapy on Wednesday. I have lab work at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, therapy at 7. I will hopefully be able to get to Hobby Lobby at some point. I have therapy, I think at like 8 on Friday, and I think Saturday I am just going to have to buckle down because I have not listed any of the October videos on any of the wreaths from the October videos on Etsy. I have not photographed any of the November videos yet, so I can't edit the videos. I have a lot of stuff to do, but it's like, it's none of the stuff I want to do. And I have a bunch of projects that are almost done, but I'm still waiting on my damn order from 143 Vinyl, which, who knows where it's at. They're like, hey, it was in Kentucky, and I was like, it was in Kentucky like 2 weeks ago. I've already been through a cataclysmic weather event in a new wig, and I still don't have it. So what's going on? What's good? Actually, I have that's another thing that's coming from Amazon. It was supposed to be here the Saturday. It was supposed to be here the Saturday before the storm hit. So I rescheduled it to come this Thursday, last Thursday, which was like the 2nd. It is a tripod, but it clamps on, so you can move it back and forth. So like if I need not really my phone, because my phone's gonna just kind of stay where it's at, but my other camera, I'll be able to move it forward, so you'll see less of the TV. I don't know, Craft That Lid was kind of crazy after when quarantine first started, and I don't know, they can't get products in when we have good weather, and Baton Rouge was hit pretty hard, so I'm gonna say maybe October. And the thing is, like, they were hit hard. The only other place I would shop is the Wreath shop. They're in Mississippi, also hit hard. Carrollton 17 what a trip. Wow. That's the way me and my mom came home. We came home from Metairie, like Old Metairie Road into, well, City Park Avenue, Old Metairie Road into City Park Avenue, down Canal. Like, we had to go kind of around the city, through the city instead of around, because she didn't want to get on the interstate. But what was I saying? I already forgot. I wish the chat would just stay up. Like, I wish that it would go all the way up the screen instead of disappearing. Oh, the Wreath shop is in Mississippi, also hit hard. So the only other place to order from is Deco Exchange, which Now, here's my thing about ordering from Deco Exchange. Their prices are a little bit higher, but they have more stuff. They have more stuff at Deco Exchange. The prices are a little bit higher, but the warehouse for Deco Exchange, like Damon literally lives across the street from me. He lives right down the street from my sister. Their warehouse is within walking distance. So I have trouble ordering from there because I can get an order from Baton Rouge quicker because Damon just has longer processing times because he, they do more business than Craft Outlet. So, like, for me to order from Deco Exchange and be like, okay, well, it's down the street, but I can't get it for 2 weeks because that's how long it's going to take them to process the order and ship it out. And then to have him pay to ship an order literally down the street, I'm just like, eh. But he has a warehouse sale. I think he has a warehouse sale every now and then. So when that happens, I'm going to go. And I'm going to take you guys along with me. And we are going to see what there is to see. Yeah, my finger's definitely in this hot glue. Wreath of Joy. Oh, you still here, Jen? I thought you were face down in your third Cosmopolitan by now. I can't believe Amanda's not here, and I've shown her sign like 5 times already. Look at this. How did I do that? Look at that giant hole right there. We were by my grandma's house and my mom found like some beer that had already like been through Hurricane Zeta the year before. How much banana bread did you bake? She's in Florida, y'all. It's like the beginning of the pandemic again, all over again over there. She's like, I gotta bake banana bread. My mom found all this beer at my grandma's house. She's like, you think I can drink this? And I was like, no, Mom. It expired in like 2019. My mom makes banana bread. She used to make full loaves, but then she started making the smaller loaves because she was making so many for people at work. And then she started hating people, so she started making the bigger loaves again. But every year, everybody's like, when are you doing your banana breads? When are you doing your banana breads? And I'm like not to hate on my mom, but I don't think it's my mom. It's just I'm not a banana bread fan, but my grandma used to make it, and it was like a brick. I was like, Grandma, this bread is like 90% bananas. How is it so dry? But see, like when I make banana bread, I always put, my mom puts walnuts, which hate. Walnuts are definitely the devil's nut. Oh my God, y'all, I've got to move this box. Do not let me do anything else until I move this box. Which has been here the entire time I've been filming here for like a year now, since I moved over here in January to this setup, and it's been 9 months of me, 8 months of me filming here and being totally uncomfortable. But I like the banana bread that's got sour cream in it, because it's not if I can add sour cream to anything, y'all, I'm gonna do it. Oh, hey, I think I got everything out of here. Yep. Wow. They come together fast when you use, like, I mean, this is really thick. Like, these take a little longer just because the yarn is, you know, the crochet chain is smaller. But yeah, the bigger yarn I can get, the usually happier I usually am because it doesn't take forever to do. I was so hungry last night. Did I say that? I was like, ow! I wanted something sweet and I didn't have anything to eat. I ended up making, I had pumpkin bread. And I was like, I can toast this. I don't have anything to put on it. But I was like, I toasted it and I brought it to bed with me. And business was like, I need some of that. And I was like, no, you don't. He was like, yeah, I need that. Oh, y'all, got in a fight with business today. Did you, Donna? It doesn't tell me. Like, it's just like, hey. We know Francesco. Like, Amanda changed her status, and then she told me, and I was like, oh, cool. But it didn't say anything about anybody. Like, Patreon's weird. Like, it won't tell me if you, like, because if you can keep your current membership status, like, oh, yeah, chocolate chips so good and banana bread. Like, you can keep your $5 membership, but you can change it to, you can pay, like, say you're like, oh, I don't want to sign. I just, you know, I just like watching the videos and I want to, you know, I want to support you. So you can change your $5 membership to however much you want. Like, you could pay $500 a month if you wanted to. You just can change it. And Amanda did that. She changed it from 5 to 10 before I had the $20 one. And then I was just like, she was like, I changed, and she said she changed it. And I was like, you did? And then I felt like crap because, like, it doesn't, like, normally, like, when somebody joins, it's like, hey, message Donna or message Amanda or message Jen to welcome them. But after that, it's just like, okay, you're on your own. And it won't give me a list. Like, I have no idea. Like, I know how many patrons I have. I have no idea who they are because I cannot find, like, they won't show me a list in the app. So I'm like, hey, people who I don't know. Like, how do you do the Patreon? I just must be doing it wrong because I know people list the stuff, like, list the names in the videos. Yeah, so like if you're a part of the Wreathology tier or Wreathologist or whatever stupid thing I called it, like you can pledge however much you want. But if you pledge $20 and you're still part of the Wreathologist tier, that doesn't mean that you move up to the sign club. Like you have to actually join the next tier and then pledge however much you want. I don't know. It's very confusing. I think the problem is that I try to do everything through the app because that not because it's like, oh, it's easier, but it's convenient. Like when I'm done making something, I can just take a picture and send it to you guys through my phone instead of having to like take a picture and then send it to my computer and then upload it through the website. Like it's just easier to use the app, but the app is severely lacking too. Like I want to see a list of who's paying my bills this month. And they're like, it's like 8 different people. You don't even know who they are. And I'm like, yes, I do. I want to know who they are. I'm sure there is a way to do it. I just don't know what I'm doing. remember we were talking about like Jen, you tipped me and then Amanda tipped me, and I was like, where does that money go? But it goes directly into my AdSense because I looked at my AdSense and I was like, why do I have $20 already? It's only like the because they count like 2 days before, so it's only showing me like the first 4 days. I was like, I made $20 in 4 days. How did that happen? But it's because Amanda tipped me $10. That's where it went. I was like, okay. I said, so when somebody does like the live, whatever. Yeah, Patreon is not like I had to Google like how to switch tiers. Because I was like, okay, I made a new tier, and how do people who are in one tier switch to the other one? Because like when you if you're a new patron and you join, like it says, hey, do you want to try to join the $5 tier or the $20 tier? You'll know when I first set Patreon up, there were 6 different tiers, and then I said, nope. I said that's too much. I said that is too much for me to keep up with. One of them was like it was like a $3 tier where all you got was like it was called like general support. Like it's just, hey, here's $3. Venmo never tells. Venmo's just like, it used to notify me all the time. Like it'd be like, oh, so and so paid you, because like when I do custom orders, I usually charge people through Venmo, so I don't have to do it through Amazon to save the money. And like I just did a custom order for my friend Kyle, and I was like, why hasn't she paid me? And then I looked and I was like, oh, she did pay me like 3 days ago. But yeah, there was originally, because I talked it over with Michelle and I was like, what do you think about this? And she's like, I think that sounds good. So there was a tier where it was like, this is just general support. You give me $3 a month and you get access to, like just the pictures when the wreath is done. As soon as it's done, like you get early access just to see the picture. And the second one was like the $5 tier where you got access to the $3 tier, plus you got like, that's back when I thought like shopping lists were a thing that I would be able to do. Like you get like a shopping list and like a behind the scenes video. And then there was a $10 tier where it was everything from the previous tiers plus like the after show. And then it was like a $15 tier where you got access to the other tiers, the after show, and tutorials. And then there was a $20 tier where it was like you get all this and live chats, which we've never done because we don't have enough people, and live streams, which we've never done because we never have enough people. And then there was a $150 tier called Professional Wreathologist where you got access to everything and you got a free wreath every month. And I was like, so I did all that work, and then I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to charge everybody $5 and not give anybody anything. Except for all the, like, not give anybody a physical product. But I do have it set up where you can, if I ever want to do, like, I don't know why anybody would want, like, I could see people wanting, like, a Wreathologist t-shirt, but I'm never going to have a t-shirt that's, like, that says my name on it. Like, why would you want that? I'm not Rihanna yet. Oh. Did y'all hear like every bone in my body crack when I stood up? Oh, oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Alright, so what else was I supposed to do? Oh, let me show you the crocheting. I'll do that quick and then I gotta get in bed because I gotta try to go to sleep at like as early as possible. What time? I don't even know what time it is. And it's not on this TV, so I can't tell. I gotta get up. I gotta go to bed early so I can wake up super early. Since I only get 4 hours of sleep now, since I have PTSD, and then hopefully be able to get back to sleep. Yeah, I know, Donna. I'm just like as soon as I order, I need to be like, hey, this is. Oh, Craft Outlet's weird too because like you can't when they show. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna bite some glue off my. It's 9 o'clock here already. Wow. Like when you order from Craft Outlet, like it'll show you everything you bought, but it won't show you the pictures, and you can't click on it to get to the picture. So it would literally just be a list and the SKUs. But I know that would be better than nothing. I need to like screen cap my cart before I check out. Right, let me go find that hook. I just saw it. Somewhere. I know, baby, the room fell over and you traumatized. I'm so sorry. Alright, this is Hometown yarn. This is my preferred yarn for. It's got so much crap in it because it was in the bag of stuff I took to my. Wait, hold on. It was in the bag of stuff I took to my grandma's, which was like a bunch of styrofoam balls to make mushrooms and a whole bunch of other crap. I like the Hometown USA yarn. This is Madison Mustard. I was like Maison Blanche. Madison Mustard. I like this one. It is a Sigma bulky 6. They say an N13. This is an N15. No, I took everything to my grandma's house so I would have stuff to work on, which was like 8 skeins of yarn, a bunch of styrofoam balls to make mushrooms. But yeah, I want to grab from the middle, but every time I do that, it never seems to work for me. Here we go. Kinda. Where is it? Shake, shake, shake. I think it's over here somewhere. No, nobody's. It is like a mausoleum in that house. It's very depressing. I don't know what it, like when I was crocheting every day, like when I was making my Christmas presents last year, I could do a slip knot in my sleep, and now I'm just like, wait, what? But if you can't do a slip knot, because this is not like we're not making a garment out of this or hat or anything, I just tie it on there. And then left hand, I keep mine tensioned over my wrist, under my pinky, over my ring finger, my middle finger, and my index finger. Lots of people want to live there, but she left the house to my uncle, and my uncle does not want to do anything with it. Well, I don't think lots of people want to live there. I'm the only one in my family who does not own a house. All my cousins have their own houses. My sisters have their own houses. I don't know that I would want to live there because it is. I mean, it's like I don't want to. It needs. Not that I would turn down a free house. Let me tell y'all. But like it needs a lot of work. Like the house I'm in now is super nice. Like it's updated. It looks like nice and current. My grandma's house does not. But yeah, she gave it to him for some reason, and he does not want anyone living in it. He does not want to sell it. He does not want to empty anything out of it. It is not a healthy thing. So when you're doing this is tension, like I said, around my wrist, under my pinky, over my ring, middle, and index finger. I'm controlling it with my index finger, and then you go under, pull through, under and pull through, under and pull through. Yeah, it was, there's like mold, because he's super frugal, so he doesn't leave the air on, and it's New Orleans, and it's incredibly hot, and it's humid. The entire house, the walls, the furniture, it's all covered with mold. I was like, how are we supposed to stay in this house? It's like there's freaking mold. I've seen blue cheese with less mold on it. And my mom was like, I'm gonna clean this house, and I was like, do not clean this house. She tried to take out the garbage. I said, do not take out the garbage. I said, that's garbage that grandma threw away before she died. If he comes here and sees that garbage is gone, he is gonna lose his mind. The house is big. Like it's a big house. It's a big 2-story house. It's not very nice. It's very outdated. But what they do in Metairie, which I don't know if they do this anywhere. I'm assuming they do this somewhere else. Is that the property property in Metairie is so in demand that somebody will buy that house for $200,000-$400,000, and they'll tear it down so they can have the lot and build a new house on top of it. They do it all the time. Like all the houses across the street, like if you go and watch the Ida video where I'm outside like walking down the street, they have those enormous like huge brand new houses. Those used to all be little bitty houses. And people bought them, tore them down, took the lot, and put a new house on top of it. So I think if he sold the house, I think maybe that's why he like doesn't want to sell the house, because he knows it's a tear down. It's not like anywhere else it would not be a tear down. Like it would be like, okay, well let's remodel this. But in Metairie where it's at, it is a tear down, especially now that it's covered in mold. No, she didn't, because she, our aunt, my uncle's wife is the executor of the will, and there are things in the house that she left to me and my sisters and my cousins and my mom, but he won't let anybody do anything to the house because he's not ready. And it's been 18 months. And like I get that they were extremely close. It's very hard for him. I understand it completely, but why is there a fork right there? I understand it completely. Like, I get it, but she wasn't just your mom. She was my mom's mom, and she was my uncle's mom, and she was my grandma, and she was my sister's grandma. Like, you're not the only one who lost her. So that's why when we went in the house, I was like, I didn't care about getting anything for me. all my sister Catherine wants is some of her books. But my sister Jen, super close to her, like Jen out of everybody, Jen deserves the house and whatever's in it. Jen doesn't need the house. She can't even keep up her own house. And she would never move back to Metairie. But like my sister, my oldest sister is the one who deserves it definitely because she, she was super close with my grandma, whatever. But I told my mom, like my uncle was like, don't touch anything, don't take anything out of the house. I'm not ready for that. And I said, I'm taking something out of this house to bring to Jen. And it's not like I took a TV. I took some old costume jewelry and a little stuffed like cat thing. Oh, maybe somebody's power just came on because I hear a lot of fireworks. I was like, what is that noise? Who's making that noise? But it's probably from the fireworks. I mean, it's probably from the power coming on. Well, that sounded close. Who was close to me that didn't have power? Yeah, it's just like a bad situation, and like my uncle who has the house is the youngest. My mom's the middle, and my other uncle is the oldest, and my mom told my oldest uncle, she was like, listen, y'all gotta do something about this. Because like he'll listen to him, like he's not, like my uncle's not gonna listen to my mom really, and he's not gonna listen to me, but like he'll listen to his older brother. And my mom's like, there's just like mold, like my grandma has some really nice furniture in one of the bedrooms. She got a really nice like dining room table. Like it's not my style. I don't know that it's like worth any, it's just like furniture store furniture, but it's nice. But what good is it going to be when it's covered in mold? And like she's got pictures all over the walls, and it's, I don't know. But I think my uncle, my mom's oldest brother, finally said, hey, you need to, if you want to keep this house, you need to at least come and turn the air on. You don't have to turn it on 60 degrees. You have to just keep the fans on and keep the air on. So we don't go in there one day and there's like a colony of organisms that have evolved from the mold on the wall. But there's some stuff, like, I felt bad because my mom wants, what did my mom want? My mom painted my grandma. My mom painted my grandma this, like, paint by numbers thing of roses, and my mom wants it back because my grandma, like, loved it, and she hung it up, and my grandma was very disapproving of everything my mom did. Like, they had a very antagonistic relationship, but my mom wants the painting back, and I completely understand that. And, like, I have quilts that I made my grandma that I want back. And there's a picture of my grandma's grandma that makes it's like, I was like, who is that? Is that the Blair Witch? The first time I saw it. And my mom's like, oh no, that's so-and-so. That's my great-grandma. And I was like, what is she doing? And my mom's like, she's pumping water from a well. And I was like, what in the Little House on the Prairie is going on? And like, I want that picture. There's like a bust of Mozart that I want, or it might be Beethoven. I thought it was Mozart. There's a bust of Beethoven. I want some of her cooking stuff. She's got a mandolin that I wanted, that I probably should have taken because it was like in the back of a closet. But like, I want some of her cooking stuff. My sister wants some of her pots. It's just, it's nothing that's worth anything, but at the same time, of it not being anything that's worth anything, while we were in there, like, I was looking around just the bedroom that we were in, and I found she had, I don't know where she got, I'm assuming she always had them, and maybe I just never noticed, or because I'm more, um, like because I've studied more about like collectibles and like antiquing and stuff. Like I'm more well versed in it now than I was 20 years ago. Um, she had these. They're probably from like the 30s. It's like these tin banks. You know, like you put the coin in the little clown and in the little dog's mouth, and he jumps through a hoop and drops it into a barrel. And I was looking at them, and I was like, those look like super old. And I looked them up, and they were worth a couple $100s on eBay. And I was like, this is just sitting here. And if I mean, it took me about 5 minutes of looking on eBay to find like $1,000 worth of stuff in one room. But when we talked to my uncle, like when we were leaving, he's like, I don't know how much to sell those books for. And I was like, you're trying to sell the books? I was like, you give the books away because that's what my grandma would want. Yeah, like that's what they were. It was like one was like an Uncle Sam, and one was like, I think it was a clown and a dog. Like give the books away, donate the book, like whoever, like let us go through the books. My sister wants this. My sister wants like the Stephen King books, a couple of cookbooks. I would probably take a couple cookbooks. She's got gardening books that I would take, and then donate the rest. She was a big fan of. There's this place called Spaymart. It was like a thrift store where you could donate stuff, and when they sold the stuff, the proceeds would go towards getting like feral cats sprayed. Spayed. You know, went for like emergency like pet care stuff, and she volunteered there, and like she would always bring me. She's like, oh, you know, like for Christmas, she'd be like, oh, I found this at Spaymart, and like I think giving them as much of her stuff as they can sell and turn around to help the animals that she loves so much, because my grandma loved cats. Like y'all, I was gonna make a video of all the cat stuff in her house. And I was like, nope, there's too much stuff. Like, there's so much there's cat stuff in every room. Like, there's cat stuff in the bathroom. Like, I'm in the shower, like, taking a shower, and I look over, and there's, like a picture of a cat hanging from, like, the faucet. And I was like, wait, what? But I think, like, my grandma, she told me a while ago, like, I've had the same, before I got my new car, I had the same car since I was a sophomore in high school. And it was like 20 years old by the time it finally crapped out. And she always told me that when she stopped driving, she was going to give me her car. So when she died, it was after I had already got my new car, and I told my aunt, I said, yeah, you know, Grandma wanted me to have the car. She talked to me about it. She talked to my oldest sister about it. I was like, can we just donate it either to, like I donated my car to the veterans something, like they would take it and either like use it for parts, or like they know what to do. Like I don't know what to do with a car that doesn't run anymore. Like I know it's worth money, but I don't know what to do with it. So I donated it to them, and I was like, can we just donate it to either Spaymart or the veterans things, because Carl had just died and Carl was a veteran, and her husband, my grandma's second husband, was a veteran. So I was like, can we do that? And the car still sits in the driveway. My uncle goes up there once a week and starts it up. And I'm like, okay, well that's definitely mine. I don't want it. Like I don't want to drive it around. It's a PT Cruiser. I would look ridiculous. But like that's something that I know is definitely mine. I don't know what she left me in like her will. I don't really care. But the car is mine, and it should be going towards helping somebody who needs a car, or selling it and giving the money to Spaymart. No, I would look like, oh my god, what is that giant man doing driving that little bitty car? Because I was driving my mom's car. Because when I was by her house, like my car was parked in front and her car was parked in the back in the driveway because she was leaving to go to work. And when I would come home to check on my house to make sure, see if the power was still on, I was taking her car where she drives like a little Chevy Sonic. And I was like, this car is so small, low to the ground, because I've always driven SUVs. So I was like, I hate this car. And she's like, why didn't you just take your car? I was like, because I don't feel like getting in and out of my car. It's too high. But yeah, like sell the car, give the money to the hospital, the cat hospital, um, donate it to the veterans. I don't care. Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. But no one wants to upset my uncle, which I get. I wouldn't want anybody upsetting me after some. If they, you know, when something happens to my mom, um, I wouldn't want to be like like somebody being like, hey, you need to do this right now. Like you need to do this on our timeline. But his timeline has passed. It has been over a year. The will should have been read after 6 months. Like secession should have opened. We should have like been done with this. And you get what you want. You get what you get. You get what you need, and let him do whatever he wants with the rest of the stuff. Like when my mom bought her house, she got one of those like the real estate agent was like, hey, you might want to get mortgage insurance because you're not a 35-year-old. It's not like you're a 35-year-old buying your first house. You're older, and if something happens to you, we need to know who's going to be. She pays into it, and then if something happens to her, I don't know how the insurance works, but I knew that I was getting my mom's house like as soon as she was like, hey, I was like, when I told her, she was like, I'm gonna rent a house, and I was like, buy a house, mom, because I knew eventually that's gonna be my house, which I'm fine with that. Like I like my mom's house. Um, Hi Misty. Oh, it's all right. We're just crocheting and talking about family issues. Like I already know. Like I don't. My mom's car is not really worth anything, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. My sister has already said she wanted my mom's pots. Um, I'll get the house, and I mean, like I am. Like there's nothing of my mom's that I'm like attached to, because there's nothing of hers that she's like attached to. Like there's nothing. Like she has this maternity nightgown that she wore the entire time she was pregnant with all three of us. And she said, I think it was just a regular nightgown that she was wearing, but when she was pregnant for me, she gained so much weight that it's all like, you can see where like it's stretched out over her stomach when she was pregnant. And she hasn't worn it for years because it's like almost 50 years old at this point. Because my sister's like 45, so she doesn't wear it anymore. And I was like, that's the only thing that's hers that I want. I don't want any of her jewelry. Um, she doesn't really like she my dad bought her a lot of like, I'm sorry I'm such a jerk jewelry, but she got rid of all that. Like she has no attachment to stuff like that. Um, it's like I'm not attached. I'm not attached to any of like her stuff, because I know like she's not her stuff, and I don't think my uncle understands that. That like this is not like all this stuff in grandma's house is not grandma. Grandma's gone. This is just where she lived. This is just her stuff. But like I'm not gonna fight my sisters over who gets my mom's gumbo pot. I would get my mom's gumbo pot because I'm the only one who can make gumbo, first of all. But like stuff like that. Like my mom has an antique set of wrought iron, Singer sewing like treadle like Singer sewing machine legs, like treadle sewing machine legs, and she has some furniture that her grandpa built. Um, Sewing machine legs are mine. Um, I don't think my sister Catherine would want like the stuff my grandpa built, and I don't know. There's just nothing right now where I'm like, oh yeah, mom's china cabinet, like, or the kitchen table, like, but yeah, she will, we were kind of talking about that when we were at my grandma's house. I was like, I was like, I am not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with all this stuff. I said, you need to figure out who you want to have what, where this goes, where that goes. And she's like, just get rid of it. And I was like, okay, no, I can't just get rid of it because Catherine's going to want something. My oldest sister is just going to want jewelry because I said something about my mom getting rid of, like, my mom still had a bunch of stuff that, like, my dad was like, my dad still is. He is one of those guys who's like, when he was married to my mom, it was very much like, hey, did you see what I got her for our anniversary? Did you see the kind of car she drives? He one time bought my mom this enormous gold brooch that was encrusted with diamonds, and it was a horse head. It was the ugliest thing because we used to have a bunch of horses. Because, you know, what else do you do when you're wealthy? When you're wealthy and white, you just own a bunch of horses, I guess. White people stuff. But he gave her this horse head pin that was hideous, so ugly. And I think she was like getting rid of it because she never liked it to begin with. And I told my sister something, and I was like, yeah, mom's trying to get rid of her jewelry. And she's like, what? She's like, I want her jewelry. And I was like, you want her money? You want her jewelry so you can sell it to go buy pizza for your husband. I was like, that's not happening. I was like, I will donate that jewelry to Goodwill before I give it to you so you can go buy crap with it for your husband. And the only jewelry my mom has that I would want is my grandpa, my dad's dad, who loved my mom. He gave her like a, it's a diamond solitaire necklace, and it's a huge diamond. And I think that's her only jewelry that I would actually want. Just because I remember it like so vividly from when we were kids. She also had a really nice pair of diamond earrings that she gave to my middle sister, and my middle sister gave them to her girlfriend and never got them back. So that's how I figure I'm in line for the other diamond. And like my dad would like buy my mom, he gave her this. It was my grandpa was great, my dad's terrible. My dad gave my mom one Christmas, it was like a vest, but it was like fox fur. And she opened it and he was like, what do you think? And she's like, oh, it's nice. It's nice. It like she had like all these mink coats, like just like stuff that you look at and you're like, oh, they have money, and that's the reason he bought it. He didn't buy it because she needed a mink coat, because my mom is not that person. But yeah, he gave her this like mink coat, and she wore not the mink coat, the fox fur vest. I don't know. We live in New Orleans. Why do you ever need a fox fur vest? Like, what are you going to do with that? It was the most ridiculous thing, and we were at New Year's Eve at my grandparents' house, and like a firecracker like flew into her, or like a sparkler, like it didn't hurt her, but it burnt the vest, and she was like, oh no. And I was like, oh my god. I don't think he ever found out, because I know it was like, you know, something he's probably spent several $1,000s on. And she got rid of everything he gave her except she has a Rolex that he gave her, and when she was getting rid of all the stuff that you know, all all the, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, I'm sorry I didn't come home, I'm sorry that that woman at the hardware convention stole my wallet. I'm sorry that I was driving drunk home and had to call your father, who was just up to the piece and embarrassed our entire family. Like, she had a lot of that kind of jewelry, but the only thing she never got rid of was the Rolex. And when I asked her, I was like, Mom, when are you going to get rid of that Rolex? I was like, why don't you just get a new watch? And she's like, I earned this Rolex. Like, she didn't feel like the diamond encrusted horse head brooch was something she had earned, but she definitely felt like she earned the Rolex. And speaking of Rolexes and my dad, he got a Rolex. And this was like, he had a Rolex at a point when I was like 10 years old. Because I was in like middle school when this happened. He got a Rolex. I think she did take almost everything to the pawn shop. She was just like, I don't care. Like, give me the money it's worth. Give me some kind of money. Let's just get rid of it. I think she said she sold it and she had like a bridge done in her mouth. But he got this Rolex and I was like, oh man, it's a Rolex. He's like, how much do you think this costs? And I was like, I don't know, $10,000. And he was like, kinda. And then like the next week, he had another Rolex and he gave me the first one. And I was like, oh my god, this is like a $10,000 watch. And I started wearing it to school. And I was like, yeah, I have a Rolex, it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, I have a Rolex, not a big deal. Like, oh, because I was a stupid kid and I thought it was a big deal that I had a Rolex. Turns out the reason he got rid of the first Rolex is because he bought it for like $60 from some guy off the back of his truck. And then he was wearing it. One of his friends was like, what are you doing wearing that fake Rolex? So he had to go out and buy a real Rolex, and he gave me the fake one, which somebody almost immediately clocked and said, that's not a real Rolex. And I was like, no, it was my dad's. And they were like, well, your dad had a fake Rolex. Yeah, it was fake. So I had the fake one, and then he had to go buy the real one. And then my mom was like, where's my Rolex? I squeezed out that big-headed kid that you just gave the fake Rolex to. And that's how I ended up with the fake one. He got a real one, and then like that next Christmas, my mom got one. Michelle said something about that not too long ago. She's like, remember when you had that Rolex and you thought you were a big deal? And I was like a Rolex right now, like the idea of spending that much on a watch, like I'm like, no. But that's the thing. That's who he was. Like a Rolex meant that you could afford a $5,000 watch, and that's all he cared about. Yeah, he sold my grandpa's company that my grandpa built from nothing. My grandpa had a fourth grade education, and he built a company from the ground up. They started out making like moldings, like a millworking, and then they transitioned into a full hardware store with a full lumber yard. Like basically, I mean, not the size of like a Home Depot, but pretty comparable. So my grandpa built this company from nothing, and then my dad ran it so far into the ground that he was forced to sell it, and he sold it to Xavier University, which was right around the corner from it, because they had been trying to buy it for years. They had been trying to buy it since I was a kid because they wanted the space. Because they were like, hey, we've expanded as far as we can, and now this damn hardware store's in the way, and we can't expand anymore. My grandpa was like, never, I will never sell this. I worked my whole life to build this company. So once he died, my dad got the company, and then my dad got the company, and the thing was that like my grandpa built it. He gave it to my dad. My sister Catherine, who worked for my dad, who spent every day with him at this hardware company, she should have gotten it. Like she was good when she went to college. She was going to school. She was going to major in business to finally bring, it was like like when you go there, like they would handwrite tickets, and she wanted to be able to turn it into more of like, hey, let's scan the UPC, let's have a credit card machine, let's let's do this, let's do that. Like she wanted to update it to make the business better, and that's what she was working towards. And she should have gotten the company, and instead he sold it. And instead of being like, okay, well, I'm selling Grandpa's company, so let's divide it up. He took all the money. I think he gave some of it to my grandma. I don't know that he gave any of it to my aunt. He didn't give any of it to my sister. He didn't give any of it to me. He didn't give any of it to my cousins. And now he goes to Alaska to watch whales have sex with each other or something. I don't know what he does. I talked to my aunt the other day because one of our friends, one of my mom's friends, who was also friends with my aunt, she was sick for a while. She had breast cancer, but she died the Tuesday after the hurricane. Not related to the hurricane. I just think she was sick, and they couldn't get her. Well, the hospitals are overrun here anyway, and in the middle of a hurricane, if you have an emergency, you just kind of have to ride it out. But she ended up dying. Very sad. She passed away, and I called my aunt to tell her. She's like, when's the last time you talked to your dad? And I was like, he ran away from me at Grandma's funeral like 3 years ago. Like, saw me and ran the other way. And that was it. She's like, oh, I didn't know that. And she's like, yeah, he's a jerk. And then she was telling me all about him, and I was like, let me tell you all about him. But my aunt, her son passed away. This is like 5 years ago, maybe more, because my grandma's been gone for like 3 years. He overdosed, and I went to go see my aunt the Christmas after. And it was me and Michelle. We were at my aunt's house in Covington, and we're just like hanging out. Like me and Michelle had gone, do stuff that we do. We went to like that's when I went to the Hobby Lobby in Covington for the first time. We went to like the Target. We were doing Christmas shopping. We wanted to go antiquing, and I said, we can go do all that. I said, I just want to stop and see my grandma and my aunt on the way back. And it was right after my grandma had lost her grandson. My aunt had lost her son, and she said, Adam, do you think there's any way that you can make up with your dad? Because we have never had a good relationship, because I was never, all he wanted was a son, and his son would not be the kind of person who was spending Monday night crocheting. Like, I couldn't play ball because I'm legally blind. I couldn't, he wanted me to play sports, but my sister played sports, and he did not have any interest in encouraging that in me, because why would you focus on your mediocre child when you already have a child who's really good at it? It's like there was a time when we went to like tryouts for my sister, and I was like, can I try out for basketball? And he's like, well, do you think you'll be any good at it? And I was like, I don't know. He said, well, you don't really know how to play. And I was like, isn't the point, because I was like 6 at the time. I was like, isn't it like the point to join the basketball team to learn how to play, because maybe I'll be really good at it? He's like, well, we're here for Catherine. And I was like, okay. Well, Catherine didn't turn out to be 6'4" like I did. So, but she still, I wasn't going to be any good at that because I was blind. Still am. But like, we always had a really bad relationship because he always wanted a son, and it wasn't me. Good thing it ended up being my sister. But my aunt was just like, do you think you're ever gonna like be able to have a relationship with him, because blah blah blah. And I knew that she was never gonna get to talk to her son again. My grandma was never gonna get to talk to her grandson again. And it got to me, and I called my dad this was right before Christmas, and I called him on New Year's Day, and I said, listen, I said, a lot of stuff has happened. I don't care about your money. I don't care about anything. I said, I am an adult now. I need you to know that it was never about me wanting money from you, like me thinking that I was entitled to something, because that's all he cares about is money. That's all he's ever cared about is money. Like, that's just, it is what it is. I don't want anything from you. I want us to have a fresh start, to forget everything that happened, because I'm an adult now. I'm a grown man. I don't, I pay my own bills. I don't need anything from you, blah blah blah. And he was like very, he was like, you know, it's really good of you to like, um, you know, you're a bigger man than me for like coming here, you know, calling me and saying this stuff. And then my birthday was the next month, and he never called. And I've talked to him maybe 2 or 3 times since then, and he's been very dismissive. He ran away from me at my grandma's funeral. Yeah, he remarried, and his wife. My sister says it's not her fault, and I don't blame her. I mean, you marry an asshole, you know. I mean, it's you're bound to become an asshole as well. Um, but I think she's got a lot to do with like, you know, oh, don't. He's gonna ask you for money because that's what my aunt said. She's like, I call him and he just like he's so dismissive. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's always got a reason to get off the phone. I said he thinks he's gonna ask him for money. And she's like, why do I need to ask him for money? Like, she's like, I would rather beg in the street than ask him for a cent. And I'm like, I feel the same way. So, you know, he's got his money. He's got his wife. He's got his whale watching in Alaska or whatever the hell they do. I don't know. All I know is I have my mom. I get to sleep each night, and I'm sleeping just fine. I mean, in theory, I sleep just fine. And he's not a part of my life, and that is his choice, and I'm not responsible for other people's choices. Like, I gave you the opportunity to be a part of my life. You chose not to. That's fine. If there's one thing I learned very early on in my life, is that I do not chase friends, and I will not chase a man. If you don't want to be my friend, listen, that is your loss because I am fantastic. That's what Michelle was telling me. She's like, I really hope Clara's her daughter. She's like, I hope Clara finds her Adam this year in school. You know, her friend who can do anything and will do anything and like will help her with whatever she needs. Who? Who's Hill Beam? But yeah, I've been like that forever. Like, if you don't want to, I'm not interested in. I'm not interested in a one-sided relationship. Like, if I'm not getting something from you, I'm not giving anything to you, you know? Like, if I'm giving you something and not getting anything in return, and it doesn't have to be like, hey, I bought you lunch, now you have to buy me lunch. Like, it's not like that. Like, if I am emotionally invested in our relationship and you are not, I'm not wasting my energy on that. I got shit to do. I got Wreaths to make. Whose daughter? But that's like when I get a comment, somebody's like, I'm not gonna follow your channel anymore because I don't like the stuff you said. Bitch, I don't care. You commented. You engaged. As soon as you comment, you paying my bills, honey. My favorite quote from RuPaul is, unless they paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind. And that's where I am at in my life right now. Yeah, I had a friend who I had been friends with since I was a sophomore in high school, and we were super close, like super close. Like just like she lived near me. we hung out all the time, and yeah, I don't know what I would do. Like if I couldn't talk to my mom, I'd be like, what the hell am I doing with my life? Um, like I had a friend who you know we were super close, and I moved to Florida after Hurricane Katrina, and like we weren't really talking because oh no, she's not. No, she is like Michelle's daughter is. She used to be her youngest one is like a total tomboy. Her oldest one is just like she's like Lydia. I imagine she's gonna be like Lydia from Beetlejuice one day. Just like I myself am strange or unusual. Um, she's very artsy. Um, but yeah, I had this friend. I moved to Florida after the hurricane. I came back and I was like, hey, let's get together. And I couldn't really get a hold of her, and she wasn't answering my text messages. She wasn't answering my voicemails. Um, and it was just like on and on and on. And then my friend Stephanie, who I'm still friends with, like I was like, so when have you seen her in a while? And she's like, not really. I was like, we don't really hang out. And I was like, y'all are best friends. How do y'all not hang out anymore? She's like, well, she got new friends and we just don't really see each other anymore. And then Stephanie got pregnant. She's married. You know, like Stephanie found herself knocked up. No, she had been married for a couple of years. You know, she was pregnant, and I was like, well, you know, I kept trying to, because before the hurricane, we would always come to my house because I was the only one living by myself. I had a nice big house. I would cook dinner. We would have like a dinner party every week, and I was trying to do that again. Like, hey, you know, we're older now, but y'all can still come over. I can still cook us dinner. You know, my house is not the same, but you know, it's a different house. It's not as big. And I kept trying to do that, and this friend that I'm not friends with anymore would always cancel. Like she either just wouldn't show up or she would cancel. And then like when Stephanie got pregnant and had her baby, and this friend was like nowhere to be found. Like I sent her a message on Facebook, and I was like, I don't know what is wrong with you. I don't know why. I feel like I must have done something to piss you off. I said, but your friend who you have been best friends with for years had a baby. You have not commented on a single picture on Facebook. You have not gone over there. You live right across the street from her. Like you are like 5 minutes away from her. And she said she came to see her once, and it was very awkward. And now their daughters go to the same dance class, like the same dance group together. So she sees her whenever they have recitals, and like she doesn't even pay any attention to her. So I just, you know, I was just like, you gotta cut her off. And I think it was like easier for my friends, like it was easier for Stephanie, like it was super hard for me because that's somebody who I've been friends with forever. And then just me be like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted about trying to form a relationship with you when that's clearly what you don't want. So if there are any people in your life that you need to let loose, if they are draining you, if they're not giving back what you are giving them, get rid of them. I try to cut Michelle off all the time, and she just keeps coming back. She's like a tumor. But I'll tell her beforehand. I'll be like, listen, I'm cutting you off. I don't want to be friends anymore. And she's like, okay. And then like 10 minutes later, I'll call her back, and I'll be like, hey, what do you think about like a musical version of Scream, the movie? And she's like, I love it. Let's do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. She texted me last night that she let Clara and she let Clara watch The Craft for the first time, and me and Michelle saw The Craft when it came out, and we were witches like a week later. But like really half-ass witches, which is hard to do when you're in New Orleans, like, and they're actually like witchcraft shops that you can go to. So she's like, I finally let Clara watch The Craft, and I was like, is she a witch yet? And she was like, no, that's too expensive. I was like, yeah, being a witch was really expensive. To go buy witch books from Barnes and Noble, go buy witch stuff. I was like, listen, it says like I'm trying to do this spell, and it says I need like, you know, wormwort. I was like, do you think I can just use basil? Michelle's like, I don't see why not. Yeah, we were terrible witches. But Clara asked me about it one time. She's like, "Will you tell me about when you and Mom were witches?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I will." It was Feruza Bulk, and Nev Campbell, and Rachel True, and Robin Tunney, and they were witches, and we saw a movie, and we became witches soon after, and it was the most spiritually fulfilling time in my life. But I did not have the money to keep up with it as a hobby. She's like, "So you're not a witch anymore?" And I was like, "No." No, once I used up my Barnes and Noble gift card, I couldn't get any more spell books. I was pretty much done with being a witch. But you know, my dad, who never like did anything with me, he took me to the French Quarter one Sunday, and he took me witchcraft shopping. He gave me like $20, and he was like, "Okay, you go in there. I'm gonna go in this bar and watch the Saints game." And I was dressed all in black because I was the craft. And I went in there and I bought this like pentagram necklace. And the woman in there, she had, you know, like all this makeup on. And she's like, "Are you new?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm a new witch. I'm a new witch. When did the craft come out? I've been a witch since the craft came out." So like my sisters are like the only ones I go to the past to. I've had so many people like that who I've been friends with, and then they've like gotten in a relationship, and then they're like gone. And then when that relationship ends, they're like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And I'm like, no, I don't. Sorry. I always think my friend Natalie that I don't talk to anymore. Like one day she's gonna like message me on Instagram or something to be like, "Hey, can we get together?" And that would be like because it's been so long, I would probably be like, "Okay," because I had a friend who we got super close, um, super close. Y'all, I'm winking at y'all. I'm winking at y'all. Y'all can't see me, but I'm winking. We got super close, um, and we had a falling out. And I was like, "We are never speaking again. I am fine with that." It was very hard on me for a very long time. And then eventually, like 10 years passed, and we had a mutual friend on Facebook, and I sent a message, and I was like, "Has enough time passed that we can be friends now?" And we are. Not friends like we were, but, you know. Like, it's been about 10 years since I talked to Natalie. Maybe it's time for us to be friends again. Or not. I don't know. I know she's got like 10 kids now. That's a bit much for me. Nobody asked me if they should. Like, I told y'all I was going to show y'all how to do this, and I'm like been totally on screen the whole time talking about my messed up family. I don't know. Like my friendships are like too valuable. Like if I'm in a relationship with somebody, I don't forget about them. But also when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I'm like, I don't want you to meet my friends. Like I don't want you. I don't. You're just for me. Okay, that's how you crochet. How do y'all like that? Crochet that whole thing with giving absolutely zero instructions on how to do it. But yeah. How many yards was that? Because I just flew through that. 81 yards, really? Why did it seem like it was 190? But this should be enough. I usually like this one I'm good with just using one yarn because it's got different colors in it. But I'll probably mix this with a, I think I bought a brown to go with this to make like some autumny color things. But what I like to do is, when I get these, let me stand up again. Oh my god, my whole body. When I like get a thing of yarn, I will sit down, put on a couple of episodes. I don't know how long that took me, but crochet the whole thing. So Jen, you're close with your dad, but you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not close with your mom, but you're close with your dad. I have a cushy office chair, but it's in my cushy office. So see, now this one's done, and I can put this with, you can put it with the rest of the ones are done. So when I'm like, oh, you know, I have that mustard color, and then I'll do the, I'm trying to figure out, I'll have the mustard color, and then when I do the next one, I'll do the whole thing, just wind it up into a ball. So when I'm ready to sit down and I need a project to do, I can sit down, watch something on Hulu. Y'all, I was working this morning on my side and I was watching Hulu the whole time on this TV. It was amazing. Oh. Yeah, this is Madison mustard. And I think these are like $3 at... These are like $3 at Walmart. You could do 3 balls with this. You could do 3 balls with this or 6 2-color balls. But you... that's with the... bees. Ugh, I knew I had some somewhere. So you do them all solid, or, because I think this is the same yarn, this is just I think this one actually might be wool. This one's got like wool. This is like Homeland wool instead of Homeland USA. A hometown or whatever it is, but yeah. I think this is like, you could definitely get 3, like a set of 3, but I like the spiral, so I will probably do it with a brown, or I think I actually bought a brown. Oh, alright guys, I am very tired. I still haven't eaten dinner. I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm gonna get into something. I'll probably just scramble some eggs because I'm just like, I don't feel like doing anything. Did my Powerade ever melt? I'm very thirsty. Wait, they're not still married, are they? No, your mom and dad aren't married. Oh, wow. So you're super close to him, but you don't talk to her, but they're still married. My mom and dad getting divorced was like the best thing that happened to me. I was so happy. Alright, y'all, I'll be back tomorrow night because I'm gonna try. I was just streaming tonight because I was like, I'm trying to like do stuff, and I knew if I got in bed I was just gonna like lay there and like completely turn into a vegetable. So I'm gonna be back on Tuesday and Friday and Saturday, I think. But I'm actually gonna plan a project for us to do instead of me just doing random stuff. So yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow night, probably around the same time, you know, like 6:30, 7, somewhere up in there. And I will be in a great mood tomorrow because I'm going to have so many steroids and pain injections and all of that good stuff. All of that good stuff. Alright, guys. Talk to your family if you like them. Cut them off if you don't. And what else did we do? I got to go check on my pie crust. It's in the freezer. I got to pop them out the molds. Alright guys, thanks for watching. As always, there will be a new video Wednesday. I don't know what it is, but it's something. It's a wreath, obviously. But yeah, check me out on TikTok. I actually made a real TikTok today. Like, it was pretty cool. But it's also uploaded on Instagram, so you can go see it there. Alright guys, Donna, I'm going to get your sign made tomorrow, probably. I'm going to message you on Patreon to get your address. I can send it out to you. And get Amanda's out, and a wreath that I sold, and something that has to go back. Oh my god, y'all, I have so much to do. Alright, goodbye. I'm going to eat eggs, and then I guess I'm going to take this mud out. And then I'm going to eat eggs, and I'm going to go to bed. Alright guys, bye!